Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today's topic is stockpiling forage. So everybody talks about stockpiling forage for the winter. Well, you also have a summer drought or a summer dormant season if your grasses are primarily cool season, which ours are. We have probably around 80 to 85, 90% cool season grasses, and then the rest would be warm season. But right now, we're in not too far away from July. This is June 27th, honey?
Yes.
June 27th. I got the day right. This is a paddock that the bull mob is coming toward. We'll be taking the bulls out and actually introducing them to the girls on, well, it'll be July 1st. And so we got a whole pass of bulls down here. I think there's 62 head. That are going to be going into the cow herd. But right now, the bulls are going to get access to this. And what they're doing, I just looked at where they're at. They're on a paddock just like this today. They're trampling a lot of this on the ground. And I can go back and show you, like 2 weeks ago where they did that, we've already got grasses coming back up through here. Now, we did really get bailed out by the rain. We went 3 weeks in June without a rain, actually about the last 5 days of May. And then last Saturday, we got 4.5 inches, and then the next day, actually mid-morning, it started raining again, and we got another 2.5. So we had 7 inches in less than 24 hours. And then it came again, and altogether I think we got like 14, 15 inches within 6 to 7 days. That's just unheard of in Missouri, getting that much rain. You'll see that down on the coast when a hurricane or something blows in, but not here. This red sail that came over our farm, it just parked on us. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and it actually washed out roads, it washed out culverts. It put a big hole in the road on one of our farms, and the boys and I went down there and fixed it. We hauled a bunch of big rock up there, and we got it all fixed up. It looks nice now. But water's a powerful tool, and I feel bad for the crop farmers because a lot of them just got their crop in. And the ones that are doing conventional tillage where they actually plowed the land and disc it, done. Those fields are toast. The ones that are doing no-till where there's some residue in there, where they drilled through like standing rye, that soil's still there. But I went into this little town up here the other day, and there's a crop field right above the road. You couldn't hardly get across of it. There was soil that deep, where it came off that crop field and went out onto the road, and tons and tons and tons of black dirt moved off that field. Conventional tillage. I don't know why anybody be plowing and disking with the technology we have today. Check out those guys, no-till on the plains. Go to that conference, learn how to do it. Check out Gabe Brown, some of those guys. Jay Fewer up there at North Dakota. Jay Fewer, he's got a research station up there doing research on no-till. You need to go check what Jay's doing up there. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, back to what we're talking about here today. We're stockpiling. So all this grass we have here is a result. This was already grown before the rain came, by the way. It looks, a lot of it looks pretty lush now because the rain had kind of spruced it up a little bit. But we had everything here. We had the clover, we got the timothy. Of course, we have the fescue. It's already went to seed. There's some orchard grass in here, right here. There's orchard grass. I'm not going to pull that because I want a bull to eat that. We've got white clover. We've got red clover. I saw some alfalfa up the hill here. We got the stick tight, which is this one. It's an awesome legume. It just comes up on our farms. Folks, there's just a massive, massive amount of forage in here. Oh, yeah, red top. Got some red top. Jan picked that one out. So we've got just tons of different forages. When that cattle come through here, they're going to trample a lot of this on the ground and feed the soil microbes, keep the soil covered. And I'm excited about this fall, especially with all the rain we just got. But I guess where I'm going with that is we went through 3 weeks of 100-degree temperatures. It hit 102 a couple of days. It was just hot, and it dried everything up. But you know what? Our farm, people came and bought livestock through those days, and they would make the comment, Greg, your neighbor down here is putting out hay bales. I'm like, yep. There's an old saying, and Jan and I went to a conference years ago. It was actually when Jan and I were dating, and this guy, this group of New Zealanders came in, and somebody asked one of the New Zealanders in the crowd, how long is winter? And his reply was, winter is as long as you make it. And what he was saying there is learn how to stockpile. If you learn to stockpile grass, which is starting right now, we're going to be looking at July. 1st of August is the official stockpile date. But folks, if you've got forage like this in July, and you don't get any more rain, and you get just a few little fall rains, you know, half inch or whatever, you're going to grow a ton of winter feed. And that's what we're looking at here. This is the farm. This is our lifetime lease farm. We leased this one in 1999. And Steve and Cindy gave us a lifetime lease on it. We've always, just the way it's kind of worked out, we'll come off this farm in real early spring, let's say April, and sometimes we're kind of hurting for grass and the cows will take it down a little shorter than we need to. And this doesn't recover as well. But this year, because of our rotation, we intentionally left this a little bit longer, and we lightly grazed this the last time through. I mean, very lightly. Probably less than a third of it was removed. Look what happened. I mean, people say, but Greg, you wasted all that grass. No, we didn't waste it. And I'll get this from people, Greg, you ought to go in and hay that. You need to mow that down and bale it up for hay. That's a great way to go broke. Don't do that. There's millions of people out, not millions, but thousands of people that want to bale hay, and they sell hay. That's what they do for a living. Buy it. Buy it. Bring it onto your farm, because when you buy hay, it makes you a better grazer from the point that every time you feed a bale, you had to open your pocketbook up and pay for that bale. If you bale it off your farm, it's just extra grass, it's not worth anything. Yes, so it develops the mentality to make yourself a better grazer so you don't have to feed a purchased bale of hay. And I think that's important. This is where the money's at right here. Good grass genetic animals, get away from those big long leggy things that have a shorter leg, fine bones, big gut, docile, you can handle them, and put them on this type of forage. This is a perennial. Everything you're looking at here is a perennial. Jan and I didn't plant any of this. It just came. And so I'm looking at this and like, okay, you looked at down the road, a normal cropping procedure is you go out and you put your glyphosate down to kill the weeds. Then you go in and you disc it. Then you go in and you plant it. And then the weeds come up again. You go back to the glyphosate. You hit it again. You might have to use another boost of fertilizer on it to get it. Well, first of all, you put anhydrous ammonia in the fall so the corn will have some nitrogen. A lot of that leaks out. Where I'm going with this is all these trips across the field using fossil fuel, where here we're just bringing those animals across the field. We got a foliar here that holds about 4 gallons of gas. We can go all week on that. That's the way we're going to feed our country. We need to get more animals back on the land and put them out here on the landscape where they can sequester carbon, so you can plant this stuff on the ground. And we're sequestering carbon out of the air and putting it back in the soil where it belongs. So whether you're a greenie or whatever, it just makes good economical sense to keep your land covered with green growing blades of grass. So look at it this way. Every square inch of leaf surface area that you can keep covered across your land, you're capturing solar energy. Look at these solar farms that are sprouting up everywhere. They're putting in just thousands of solar panels, acres after acres of them. They're capturing that energy out of the sun. Well, we got a solar panel right here. We got 106, this farm's 200 acres over here of doing this. And we didn't have to install anything. Mother Nature put this right here. And so we're using this, and the only animal that we have that can take advantage of that is a ruminant animal, a sheep, a goat, or a cow. You could put pigs out here and they would gain on this clover, okay? But pigs have a hard time in the wintertime gaining because this is gone. And all you got left is stockpile Kentucky 31. Pigs don't do well on that in the wintertime. But ruminant animal, solar collectors, capturing the energy, converting it to meat, and keeping it and selling that to your neighbors and a healthy community and your family as well. So I felt good the other day with that meat grinding party, seeing that beautiful red grass-fed beef come out of that grinder, sealed it in a package, put it in our freezer so we have that for this winter. And the boys, Jan and I, and our friends, we're going to enjoy that. I think Frank and Brenda already cooked up some of that the other day, and they were just
enamored with it.
They were enamored with it. That's some of the best meat they ever ate. So this is what it is. It's that you're capturing the beta carotene in the green blades of grass, and you're converting it to beef.
Now, Greg, what are some of the things we've done to this particular pasture in the past?
Well, this particular pasture has had a lot of big round bales fed on it. So when Jan and I got this farm, it was all broom sedge, 100%. It was 100% broom sedge. There wasn't any of these plants here, none. And the landowner had let a guy come in and bale the hay, bale the hay, bale the hay, bale the hay every year, and he never put any lime, fertilizer, nothing back. When you do that to this type of rolling hills, usually by the second year you'll see broom sedge come on, and then the third year more, and then by the fourth year it's just solid. And so he couldn't even get anybody to come in here and hay it when we leased it from him. And so we started bringing hay in, and we were in the custom grazing business in those days. So we were running other people's cattle. And so we started wintering their cows on this farm. They would buy the hay, and we would unroll the hay out here on the land with the Greg Judy bale unroller using an ATV. So all these hills at the end of the winter were just covered with hay, manure, and urine. And then the next year, that broom sedge is like, oh, it wasn't having a good day at all. Broom sedge hates fertility. And so after we did that, we did some cost share. We didn't have 2 pennies to rub together back in those days. And so we did a cost share. We did some paddock divisions in here. We put out some piped water, and we also had it limed. We put down a little bit of phosphorus and potash. And I guess it was last year we put down some more lime. It's been 20 some years, but we limed it again. And lime is something that if your soil gets a little bit acidic, you start to see broom sedge appear, or you see moss growing on your soil surface, you might want to take a soil sample. Try and keep your soil pH up around 6. You don't have to hit 7. If you can keep it out of the 5s, you're going to grow a lot more of this, a lot more clover. And clover, you don't want to, you don't need 100% clover. I would say we got plenty in here.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit too much, but what are you going to do? It balances out over the years. It'll get more, and then it'll get a little bit less, and it gets more. You'll never have it absolutely 100% perfect. But you need some legumes in there, folks. The legumes fix nitrogen out of the air into the root nodules growing down here in the ground. And the grasses come along and use a lot of that nitrogen that these things have stored. That's free nitrogen. Go price nitrogen at your feed store or your agrochem or your agri supply place today. Nitrogen's expensive. It's terribly expensive. So if you can have a plant that can fix it free, why not use that?
Didn't we spray milk on here?
We did. We sprayed raw milk on this paddock. And that was to feed the soil microbes. There was some research, wasn't a lot of research, it was just a dairy farmer. He was up in Nebraska, the milk prices plummeted, and he wasn't getting anything for his milk. And so rather than just put it in the ditch, he started spraying it out on his pasture. And where he's putting the raw milk down, I think he's putting down 2 gallons to the acre, just spraying it with water. He mixed it with water, and is putting it out here on the land. He started to see his grass do a lot better. It actually grew better. He started doing some soil penetrometer tests. It was easier to run a penetrometer down in his soil.
What's a penetrometer?
It measures how hard your soil is.
Okay.
The hard pan down there, you can actually stick this probe down in there. We have one. I'll have to do a video on that. Anyway, we did this field, and we did another field over at Doc's, and we never saw anything. I never saw any advantages of it. We put 100, we went and got 100 gallons.
We got 100 gallons.
And we put down 50 acres that day. And we had a boomless sprayer. We sprayed it on and we marked where we did it. And then we had a control over here beside it. I couldn't tell any difference.
So what has made the difference?
What has made the difference is animals trampling this on the ground, taking a third, moving them, defecating, urinating. When the cow rips off a chunk of grass, the grass plants put down more roots and more food for the microbes.
Not only that, but the roots start talking to the microbes.
Absolutely. It's a symbiosis thing. It's been happening for tens of thousands of years. So, yeah.
Yeah, the plant will say, I need some more iron. You go get me some iron. I'll make some sugar for you.
Yeah, or phosphorus,
Or whatever.
or whatever it needs. Yep. So it's something that's been working for many, many years, and it still works in healthy soil. That's what I'm excited about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of here. Make sure you go and check out my website, greenpasturesfarm.net. I shouldn't have said our website. Jan is a workhorse on that marketing, the new book, and the grazing school is already sold out. And anyway, what I was going to tell you on the website, I just updated my speaking calendar, and we're going to be at the Heart of America Grazing Conference. That's going to be in Illinois. That's going to be in August. And then we have the Stockman Grass Farmer School. That's at Joel Salatin. So Joel and I'll actually be speaking at his farm, along with Jordan Green, Ray Archuleta, Jim Garish, Sherry, and Daniel Salatin, Steve Kenyon. I probably missed somebody. I'm sorry if I did. And that's going to be in September. Go to the Stockman Grass Farmer website. Check that one out. And then the Tennessee conference is the Timeless Fence. I'll be there for about 3 days. Check out where that's going to be. It's all on our website, how to get in touch with those folks. And then, last but not least, the Jackson, Mississippi Multi-Species Grazing Conference. I'm going to be teaching that myself, 2 days. That's in Jackson, Mississippi, and that's going to be in October. I posted that on our website too. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Everyone have a great day. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see you next time.